To think that astrology would answer every question that you may ask in your earthly life would, of course, be naive. And to believe that it could would be gullible. But astrology is the map by which we can find our way through life's maze of crossroads. Man has looked to the heavens since his beginning and has never failed to find there the signposts of life. As when traveling from city to city, we are offered many alternate routes. A road map helps us find the most direct and safest route for us to follow. Astrology provides us, through our horoscope, with the road map of our life. Let us now view the map, which leads us to the fortunes of Sagittarius. Sagittarius, the archer, is the 9th sign of the astrological zodiac, November 22nd to December 21st. As Sagittarius, your planetary ruler is Jupiter. Your sign is fire. You are of a mutable nature, straightforward, proud. As Sagittarius, you have probably been blessed with an outstanding personality and refined features. These qualities come to you directly from Jupiter with a strong influence from Neptune. You are truly one of the most fortunate of all the houses of the zodiac. For you, it will be a relatively easy road to success, unobstructed by many of the obstacles that will confront so many of the other signs. You know almost from the beginning what your direction in life will be, and you quickly decide how you can best reach your destination. You are a wonderful mixture of reality and fantasy. You are symbolized by the archer, half man, half beast, and this best illustrates your rather flexible nature. You can think along the hard, straightforward lines, or you can take a fanciful flight of imagination. Whenever pressures become too heavy and are occupying too much of your time, this ability to escape saves you from much harmful pressure. You are truly the best adjusted of all of the signs. You can live almost anywhere and still be able to find happiness and tranquility. You have a quiet exterior, and many people tend to think of you as being too casual and not at all ambitious. The most serious mistake anyone can make is to underrate any of the children of the house of Sagittarius. Behind this quiet, peaceful exterior is an ambitious and capable person. People of your sign, while not making a great deal of fuss, are constantly and continuously moving toward their goals. There is very little in life that can turn them from their chosen course. And while it may be thought by many people that after much discussion they have talked a member of the House of Sagittarius out of some particular project or endeavor, a person of this sign will continue quietly onward towards a successful completion of that particular enterprise. You may have what could be considered as one or two irritating little traits. In most cases, these are nervous habits and have no real meaning and certainly do not signify any mental upset on your part. These habits can include such things as biting your fingernails, drumming on a table, or tapping your foot. In many other signs, these minor irritations would probably go unnoticed. But when they are found within the house of Sagittarius, they tend to be a little more glaring and can sometimes be thought of out of proportion. A word of caution. Because success may come to you easily, and because of your natural attraction to luck, you must guard against leaving certain things to chance. While it is not your nature to be lazy, you may, if you are too successful too fast, tend to depend on luck and not exercise your many abilities. You have one especially fine quality that will help you guard against this minor tendency. That is your good judgment based on your natural intuition. Sagittarius, your chances of success are the highest. But remember, you are human and are subject to human failings. While luck will be with you in most ventures, Do not allow it to rule your better judgment. What we have just discussed are merely the broad and more general Sagittarius traits, and can be used as a rule of thumb by which to know yourself and understand your basic motives more clearly. But to further understand what truly motivates you, it is necessary to place you in one of the decans, which divide your sign into 3 separate parts. Those of the sign of Sagittarius born between November 22nd and November 30th are within the first decan. Those born between December 1st and December 10th are within the second decan. And those born between December 11th and December 21st are within the third and final decan. If you were born within the first decan, November 22nd to November 30th, you are by far the most outspoken and rebellious of your sign. Anything that smacks of convention or traditionalism is for you highly suspect. Because you have a keen analytical mind, you automatically ask the question, why has this not been improved upon? If you do not receive a satisfactory answer, you will then launch into a full-scale investigation. Anything that is manufactured with gears and pulleys has to be taken apart and looked into before curiosity will be satisfied. Your highly inquisitive nature will cause you to purchase many items that you do not really need, simply and expressly to dismantle them and discover how they work. You could be considered one of the most emotional of your sign, and this can at times lead you into difficulties with other people. You are something of a perfectionist, and you expect and look for this in other people. A note of caution: beware of sudden disappointments caused by this constant search for perfection. You will not find it. No one is perfect, even you. If you apply your many good qualities and exercise tolerance where others are concerned, you will go far. The second decan, December 1st to December 10th, has marked you as the most independent and philosophical of your sign. Of your brothers and sisters of the first and third decan, you of the second have been endowed with a high degree of psychic power. People will discover that you are almost impossible to deceive. Your natural intuitive ability comes directly from the psychic powers within you. You are very seldom wrong when you have flashes of precognitive foresight, and you should work and develop this power as it will serve you well. Because of this mystic power and your affectionate nature, you tend to know almost immediately whether or not the person you are meeting for the first time will become in fact a true friend, and you will act accordingly. For you of the second decan, the signposts of life will be obvious. But remember, you are both judge and jury where your decisions in life are concerned. Of the 3 decans, those of you born within the third, December 11th to December 21st, are truly the most devoted to purpose and cause. You have the quickest temper and are the most volatile of your brothers and sisters within the house of Sagittarius. When you have dedicated yourself to a cause or a position, it is almost impossible to make you change your mind. And if you feel challenged or you feel that your position may come under attack, you will charge your opponent and in most instances destroy his argument before he has really had a chance to defend himself. You should be mindful that your aggressive nature does not in turn destroy you. The intuitive ability and psychic power that is found within the second decan may also be quite prominent in those of the third. Use this power for good. Although you have a fine sense of humor and are extremely popular with your friends, be watchful that you do not become unnecessarily sarcastic. It should also be mentioned that you can at times be overly critical and intolerant to other people's minor imperfections. Natives of the third decan have much the same reading as those of the first and second decans. For with Sagittarius, success is almost a certainty. The only contribution that you all will have to make is that of application. Apply yourself, watch your tendencies toward overconfidence, and you shall go far.
Sagittarius, when first considering a career, you may tend to look toward the field of teaching. But be aware that for you, the entire career spectrum has openings for a person of your many qualities and abilities. You can, of course, meet with a great deal of success if you do enter the teaching profession. In all likelihood, your greatest success will be found in institutes of higher learning. Because of your strongly philosophical nature, universities and colleges will supply you with an opportunity to have the dialogue with others of your intellectual level that you find so necessary to your well-being. Although this may be far from your mind, you should consider and investigate the possibility of entering into some religious organization. As Sagittarius, you have the qualities that are in the highest demand in this area of devotion. In whatever area you may decide to concentrate your energies, you will without a question bring to it an extremely high leadership quality. You must be extremely careful that your profession does not become boring or fail to offer you the challenge that you require to remain interested. If anything can defeat you, it will be boredom. This, of course, is entirely up to you. You are not inherently lazy. Do not allow yourself to become so. In all likelihood, the large, multifaceted organization will probably have the greatest degree of attraction for you. It would not be unusual for those of your house to work through several different departments and to achieve the ultimate position within the total organization. This is not to say that you could not find complete satisfaction in one area or department. You can, providing there is enough outside influences to keep your particular area active at all times. You will probably function best within the department where work would originate, as opposed to being dependent upon other departments to supply you with work. Although you are a brilliant innovator, your intolerant nature does not allow you to finish other people's work, as you would constantly be in their department showing them how they could improve upon their systems. Whether you work for yourself or a large company, you will be your own boss. Remember, people may go out of their way to keep you on staff. This may be difficult if you become difficult and unreasonable. Use the charm that you have such an abundance of. By now, it must be apparent to you that tolerance is something that you must learn. And when it comes to those in your employ or that work under you, you will have to curb this tendency. Your staff will have respect for you. They will even like you because you are a likable person. The only thing that could cause you problems in this area of staff will be your intolerance. You will find that in most instances your staff will go out of their way to forgive you in light of your other good qualities this minor flaw. The advice for you, exercise patience, and you will always have a staff that will be happy and extremely loyal. As to the question of health, Sagittarius should keep a close watch where the chest is concerned. Bronchitis and heavy chest colds may bother you from time to time, and it would be wise for you to take precautionary measures. Outdoor exercise would be extremely beneficial for you, and smoking should be avoided. Your constitution is extremely strong, and you recuperate quite quickly. But you do have a tendency, because of your perfectionist nature, to worry. Not about what you are doing, but about what other people may be doing. Remember, unnecessary worry will do nothing to make you feel better or increase your fortunes. A note: just because you recuperate quickly, it does not mean that you will always do so. And so consequently, the proper diet, and especially for the House of Sagittarius, relaxation is vitally important. You should practice some mental relaxation exercises as well as physical exercises. Although you enjoy your food, you tend to eat far too fast. Consequently, you do, in many instances, eat more than you require. This tends to make you susceptible to overweight, and especially for natives of Sagittarius, overweight can cause high blood pressure and heart disorders. Although you may find it difficult, you must practice moderation. A word of advice: before lunch and dinner, it would be of great benefit to you to eat raw celery, radishes, carrots, almost any of the vegetables that can be taken in a raw state. This will do two things. First, it will help you curb your appetite while not increasing your weight. Secondly, but of equal importance, it will supply you with the many natural vitamins and minerals you require. Remember, pastries and alcoholic beverages do little for your nutritional requirements and are by far the worst enemies of anyone that has a tendency toward overweight. Even if you do not have a weight problem, these items will do nothing in the way of supplying the vitamins and minerals that are necessary to a balanced diet. Natives of the House of Sagittarius, if moderation is exercised and proper rules of good health adhered to, you should have a long and healthful life. Sagittarius should, as should all other signs, have regular medical checkups, get plenty of rest, and eat properly balanced meals. Remember, when you feel good, you look good. And when you look good, you are at your best. The friends of Sagittarius will come from many houses of the astrological zodiac. As was discussed earlier, you will decide quickly, and in most instances accurately, who your friends will be. And there is no particular advice that can be given you in this area. The advice that runs through your reading should be applied in personal relationships. Tolerance. In marriage, however, you will not be as fortunate and should exercise a high degree of caution when choosing a mate. Whether male or female, you will probably find that you are capable of a more profound relationship with the children from the house of Libra. Because you are so strongly independent, Libra will allow you the freedom you need. Because of the artistic nature of Libra, they are less conservative and consequently will put fewer demands upon you in regard to constant attention. This, of course, suits well your free-spirited nature. You may find that you have an attraction toward the house of Leo, but this could cause you some disturbing moments when your two positive personalities clash. All in all, you seem to have a tendency to marry young. While this should not be considered harmful for Sagittarius, you should look before you leap. A word of advice: experience life before you make that final decision to settle down. Both male and female of the House of Sagittarius prefer all things as natural as possible. Sex for them is not a subtle game to be played while he winks and she blushes. It is something that is natural and instinctive. While they are not crass or heavy-handed, they are quietly straightforward. And as honesty runs through their entire nature, so does it where sex is involved. To Sagittarius, sex is not an art. Sex is something beautiful and natural, while extremely human. In whatever you attempt, luck will play a natural role, and especially for Sagittarius. Luck in most instances is on your side. You could be considered the luckiest of all the astrological zodiac. But remember, luck is not a substitute for good judgment. There is much that you can do to help your chances of good fortune, such as being sure that certain colors are always to be found in your environment. Deep purple, lilac, and mauve are colors that for Sagittarius do wonders. Deep blues can also be of great advantage and should always be considered when placing any form of wager. The numbers that are most likely to augment your good luck are 2, 6, and 8, the number of strength. Whenever these numbers are mixed with your colors in any combination, it should prove to be most advantageous. The stone that will enhance your good fortune is the turquoise. This truly acts as a magnet where luck is of concern. It should be worn whenever possible. Friday, for you, is a day on which you can make any major decisions and be relatively sure of success. You should be cautious and think twice before making major decisions on Monday, as this can be your least profitable day of the week. Any month of the year can be advantageous and profitable to those of the house of Sagittarius, and so one month cannot be cited as your luckiest. When tolerance is exercised, Sagittarius will triumph. In whatever you attempt, you have great chances for success, for you are truly one of the most fortunate, having been born within the house of Sagittarius.
Your fortune is in the stars. Your horoscope can show you the way. But as in all things, you are the judge and the jury. You must make your own way through life and make the decisions that only you can make with any degree of total understanding. You are the leader, but the stars can be your guide. Your fortune awaits.
Often called the rover of the zodiac, you are spontaneous and freedom-loving, and you always seem to be going in several directions at the same time. Your ruling planet, Jupiter, gives you a zest, a vitality for living, and a mind that is open and receptive. Jovial Jupiter also blesses you with a wonderful sense of humor, and you are often a very funny and very witty person, loving the social scene, especially when your good humor and fun-loving nature are appreciated. Life is never dull with you, Sagittarius. Your restless nature keeps you on the move, and your insatiable urge to roam pushes you forward to meet new people and to travel to new places, always with an eye on the distant horizon. In fact, your friends often have the feeling that you have one foot out of the door, sometimes even moving in the opposite direction. Quick-witted, articulate, and intelligent, you have a strong tendency to exaggeration. Often promising, what you cannot deliver. For your loyalties lie in the now and not in the future. Feeling chained to a situation that will always be the same is the worst thing you can imagine, for you love to feel free, unfettered, and fantastically alive. You need excitement and adventure in your life, and you are often slow in making a commitment, as you prefer to travel alone rather than making it a shared experience. Threats to your freedom can pierce your very soul, and you will withdraw from a relationship instantly unless you are free to come and to go as you please. Like a butterfly, you are maddeningly elusive. Like the butterfly, if you are trapped, you could die. You really need to learn to live in the real world to achieve personal happiness and success. For you don't often see things as they really are, and are bubbling over with enthusiasm and optimism, as exuberant as a child with a new toy. Certainly you need a career which is exciting and lots of fun. Something where you can get swept up with the drama of the moment, rather than dragged down by a monotonous routine. Quick results are essential to hold your interest, and you usually do best in positions of authority and power, such as law or politics. With your highly competitive spirit, you can excel in professional sports or the theatre, but your Sagittarian bluntness can make progress in business difficult. For you say what you want to say, when you want to say it, and whether anyone else wants to hear it or not. Outrageously generous, you really are a lovable character, and even though you make promises that you often fail to deliver, and are often misunderstood, nevertheless, you can obtain great wealth and success. You aim your arrows of ambition with great skill, and you're best in the public eye, for you need to have your achievements recognized as well as rewarded. You need a constant challenge, so don't be afraid of taking on a job that seems impossible. You can conquer it and then progress to something new. Most of your friends tend to be sympathetic to your adventurous spirit, and you have many of them. And although you are continually making more friends, yet you do not get to know them very well or in any depth, preferring to treat them more as acquaintances than true friends. Your most compatible friends and marriage partners are born under the signs of Aries and Leo, although Scorpio, Aquarius and Libra often appeal to you. The Arian matches your fiery ambition and love of adventure, while the partner born under the sun sign of Leo can stabilize your personality with practicality and bring warmth and devotion into the relationship. Love is an adventure, and you enjoy the chase most of all. And it is hard to get you to commit yourself to a lifelong relationship. You find it a strain to be faithful. That is, if you succeed at all. When problems do arise in a relationship, you try and solve them with wild displays of material and emotional generosity, seeking to placate your loved one with extravagant gifts and promises. Probably the best way to keep you is for your partner to spell out their expectations and not to rely on subtleties or innuendo. You're a good time person, Sagittarius, and your partner will need to not only be loyal, but alive and amusing, and be prepared to follow you to the ends of the earth. They will also need to see to all the practical matters in your life, and be willing to share your dreams and your visions. The balance is achieved when your head is in the clouds, but their feet are firmly planted on the ground. For your world is your future, and you'll search to the ends of the earth to fulfill your dream. If you were born between November the 22nd and December the 21st, you were born under the sign of the Archer, Sagittarius, the 9th sign of the zodiac. Your challenge for 1982 will be to develop the more positive side of your character and to emerge a stronger, more confident and responsible individual by the year's end. With Uranus and Neptune both in your sign all year, you are going to have a real struggle with the more negative side of your nature. Your natural tendency towards restlessness and irresponsibility will be more strongly emphasized than ever. You will certainly be ambitious this year and want to push forward to achieve success. And with Saturn and Pluto in Libra, may well find yourself obsessed with achieving your goals to the exclusion of all else, including family and loved ones. Money will be on your mind in January, not only how you can earn it, but how you can earn more of it. You will also be thinking about your own personal goals and relationships in connection with your financial affairs. As the month progresses, the emphasis shifts to communication. Do you really know where you are going in life? Communicate clearly now to those around you, particularly those you love, making sure that what you really say is what you mean. After the 2nd of February, you will have the opportunity now to clear up any misunderstandings that have arisen. And as February progresses, you will have a greater tendency to become obsessed with reaching your goals. Be careful now, and for the next several months, that you do not do so to the exclusion of everything else. You may find that your happy-go-lucky and easy-come, easy-go attitude will not work with your friends this month, and you'll have to work harder at any friendship you value highly if you don't want to lose it. After mid-month, the planetary emphasis shifts to your home, and you are urged to put more effort into your family relationships. This is no time to neglect those you love. The need to communicate continues into March, especially as you may find a conflict developing between your home life and your outside life. Begin to sort out your priorities now. It's possible that you may feel the need to be more alone, as a growing feeling of restlessness and dissatisfaction rises within you. As the sun enters Aries on the 21st and the days get warmer, there will be a new emphasis on love, and your thoughts will turn to love and romance. But be cautioned that through the end of March and into April, your self-indulgence doesn't get the better of you. You'll be single-minded now, and this could come from a growing feeling of restlessness and dissatisfaction within, causing you to overcompensate. Your career is highlighted after the 21st, but you will only be successful if you express yourself clearly. And your restlessness, which could so easily be misinterpreted by your superiors, needs to be controlled. Minor problems at work, or perhaps with your health, could take on an over-exaggerated importance. So you will need to understand that things may not be as difficult as they seem. Home and family life settle down after April the 7th, and your home could become the haven of rest and recuperation you need. With Venus in your house of love after the 5th of May, any strains on your love life that have occurred over the past several months simply disappear, and at the same time, many of your worries about health and career solve themselves as well. That Sagittarius single-mindedness continues though, and you're cautioned not to let the frivolous side of your nature take over in dealing with things other than your immediate objective. After the 15th, keep the lines of communication open to your loved ones or to your business partner, as there could be a great deal of misunderstanding at the moment about why you are behaving exactly the way you are. June sees some pressures on your personality easing, and your work, health, and your close personal relationships will all become more harmonious and enjoyable. Partnerships and romantic ties are especially emphasized on the 21st, and many Sagittarians will become engaged or married around this time, with a happy future ahead assured. The sunny days of July shed new light on where you feel you are going in life, as much of the turmoil and conflict of the first part of the year will clear up. Romantic relationships are more harmonious now, and you will find a new pleasure and closeness with your loved one, finding new ways of expressing your love. You could also be in for an inheritance or legacy this month, around the 20th. As July flows into August, your Sagittarian love of travel will become stronger than ever, and you may find the urge irresistible to be off to distant, exotic places. Take the opportunity to be off and away now, and dissipate some of the nervous energy that has collected so far this year. Much of your unsettled feelings will begin to disappear this month, and a holiday to a far-flung, distant place could get you in fine fettle for autumn, which will be as golden as the leaves on the trees. When the sun changes signs on the 24th, there will be a new emphasis on your personal achievements and your standing in the outside world. If you have successfully dealt with the challenges of the first half of the year, then by the end of the first week of September, with most of the year's unsettled feelings disappearing, you should be at the very peak of your achievement. Let confusion and indecisiveness have no part in your life as you move clearly towards your objectives. Your single-mindedness will ease, and at last you will once again be able to include the rest of mankind in your life. Be sure now about where you are going and why you are getting there. Through September and most of October, you will also find friends rallying round, and indeed friendship will take on a whole new importance for you. But with Mars in your sign all month, you will have a stronger tendency than usual to impulsiveness, and if you overdo it, you could be accident-prone. A normally energetic person, even you could find your strength overtaxed this month. A strong concentration of planets in Scorpio during November will heighten your intuitive powers, and you could find yourself looking deeper, to inner levels, more than ever before. And during this time, you could develop a spiritual awareness that you had never believed possible. Saturn enters this area of your chart on the 30th, where it will remain for the next 2.5 years, and you will continue to search for the meaning of life. During this time, you may feel the need for being alone and meditating. And indeed, you are challenged to look deeper into the very depths of your soul. The last part of November and the first half of December sees a strong concentration of planets in your sign, strongly emphasizing all aspects of your personality. Take a good long look at your lifestyle now and get things into perspective. From the middle of December onwards, there is an equally strong emphasis on money, and you should have plenty of cash to celebrate the festive season. Your business abilities will be heightened as never before, so take advantage of the opportunity to lay some solid financial groundwork for 1983. As the year draws to a close, take time for reflection and see just what you have learnt during 1982. For you will find yourself entering 1983 as a stronger, more balanced personality, more loved and respected by those around you as never before.